Welcome to Extraterrestrial Reality. Today we're going to be talking about some of the submissions I have received recently from some of my subscribers with regard to their encounters, their experiences with apparent non-human intelligent beings. And all of the stuff they're going to be talking about today comes with pictures. There was a couple of different people that we're going to talk about initially. Two people that want to remain anonymous from different parts of the United States. Who have contacted me recently, one of them actually lives out of the country, who used to live here, and the other one is from United States, but they want to keep their names private. So we're going to talk about those two first, and then later on, I have a couple of different things from a former a guest who was on here, Bill Rathbun. He's a Colorado resident. He was on the show recently talking about his lifetime's worth of experiences with UFOs and apparent alien creatures. He has provided some some other videos that he has shot over the years that show apparent UFOs, and we'll talk about those later as well. But first, we're going to talk about a submission from, we're going to use the name, this is a pseudonym, we're going to use the name Samuel. For the first one, and this happened in Minnesota. This was from 2023. Actually, it was on the night of August 5th, 2023, at a cemetery, at Maple Grove, Minnesota. Anyway, here's what Samuel wrote. He wrote, "A few years ago, I was ghost hunting in a graveyard and captured something on camera that resembles an alien. That night, I saw a circle of glowing lights in the clouds right above the graveyard as well. I have had multiple alien encounters in my life and think they might be following me. I've stood under a black triangle UFO that had orange lights on the bottom, woke up in the middle of the night to my window and room engulfed in light, and don't remember going back to bed. I've seen a glowing portal open up in my room at night. So many weird experiences. I have attached the original image file and a zoomed-in version of the alien." So this is what he was talking about. This is the image that he sent to me. This is what was taken in that cemetery that night in 2023 of August 5th. And you can see what looks like an alien face here. Now, I have done some close-ups of it. We'll take a better look at it here. Here's one. Here's a close-up of it. You can see where the eyes are here, right there. It looks like you might see a mouth, what looks like a mouth. And I also did a brightened-up version of this one here as well. Yeah, looks alien. Looks like it could be alien. And this guy says that he's had these encounters throughout his life, apparently. He wants to remain anonymous, but this is what he captured in a cemetery in Minnesota back in 2023. What do you think? Is it an alien or is it something else? I don't know. It looks pretty alien to me, but who knows? We can't really prove it one way or the other, but it does, I must say, it looks very interesting. All right, moving on to the next one here. Now, this was submitted by Charles. Now, this is a pseudonym as well. This gentleman's from lives in Australia, but was originally from the United States. And this is what Charles wrote to me. He wrote, I'm from Dallas, Texas. I moved to Australia for my wife many years ago. 2 years ago, I took her back to the United States and North Carolina to visit my grandparents' property, which sits near the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. True to their name, them mountains get real smoky. One night I was awoken by the sound of dogs going wild at each other about 2 or 3 a.m. Not unusual for wandering dogs to fight in that area of the Smokies, but I got curious when just suddenly they all went quiet. I thought that was weird and got up to look out the window into the woods there. There was an intense blanket of fog out, but what I thought was photo-worthy was this eerie, almost movie-level cheese green glowing the fog had. So I snapped a picture to show my Australian mates in the morning. But there was something else real weird about what I thought nothing of until the morning after. There was a light way out through the fog, seemed about canopy level or distant on an adjacent mountain. After I snapped that picture, I thought simply it was annoying that new property developments have sprung up since I was a kid coming to the property there. Never had I noticed anyone around us before. I reckoned it was someone adjacent moving a flashlight around, like a really bright light or something, maybe a car. I went back to bed. In the morning, I went back out to see what jerk had built a home ruining my nice childhood retreat view, and there was nothing. That light was in the canopy and searching around. Now, I googled strange lights, Smoky Mountains, North Carolina, and found a massive amount of stuff talking about the known phenomenon of the brown mountain lights, aka Pisca lights, and they were studied by NASA. I remember my mom once said something about her paranormal experience growing up in the 1960s or 70s in that isolated mountain town. So I asked her about it, and she reminded me of her story. Her and her friends had snuck out to meet some boys one night in high school, and a light came through the woods. They thought it was a flashlight as it pointed at them, but then it rose above the ground and began to chase them. She said clearly it was like a slow-motion fireball or something. Grandma chimed in to tell me all about the Cherokee myths of these things and the spirits and invisible giants that stalk around. I thought of your video of the South Carolina gentleman who filmed the invisible creature in his tree. It's like the Cherokee myths. Okay, that they're talking about that video from several years ago that I've been talking about on this channel, as well as a lot of other podcasters have been talking about it. And in that video, there was something in a tree shaking it, but you can't see anything. And in some frames, it looks like you could see something, but it doesn't look human, whatever it is. It doesn't look like a bear. It looks like it's some humanoid form of that has the ability to apparently make itself invisible at times. And we've talked about this a number of times before. But anyway, continuing with this story. It says, it's crazy, man. I only found your channel after that. Never thought much of my sighting of the Pisca lights and that strange fog. I went back to show a friend recently, and after seeing your Las Vegas video, I don't know what changed, but in the photo I took that night, clear as day, there are what I'm seeing as two entities. One tall white hiding behind a tree, one small gray basically right outside my window. I'm in disbelief of what I'm seeing. I don't know about the tall white, but the gray is 100% there that I'm seeing. Please check this out. Feel free to share it. I snapped two photos. One has increased contrast so I could better illustrate the color my eyes were seeing. You can cross-reference between the two with the trees and see whatever the tall white thing is. It wasn't there seemingly the moment before, and it was definitely behind the tree. Worth noting, there is no garden stuff or decorations or anything out in the yard. It's just woods and shot. Also, for the quick to debunk, I opened the window. It's not a reflection. In one of the photos, you can clearly see the screen mesh. Then I refocused for the second one. I'm legitimately in disbelief. My wife is so scared by the photo she can't look at it. Please let me know what you think. You seeing what I'm seeing? Okay, that was sent from Charles and his wife. They sent that, and they don't know what it is. And so let's look at this image here. This is the image that he sent. Now, this I have some enhanced versions, and we're going to take a look at that in a minute. But he's talking, okay, the light is right here, whatever this thing is right there. And then there's this. What is this? I mean, it does have the face. It has what looks like two large eyes. And we're going to do a close-up here in a second. And here he has the arrows pointing at it in this image. Here's what it looks like when you have the screen mesh there. So this is not a reflection of any sort. And now let's get to these close. Okay, this is a close-up, brightened. Okay, of this one creature that's right there, right in the front. Now, some people are probably going to say, well, maybe it's an owl. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is an owl. But guess what? Maybe it's an alien too, because you know what? We know that these things exist. We know that they are real, okay? That's why it could be a possible extraterrestrial. I mean, this is pretty big. Now, if you look at this, these are brightened images here. This face appears, and there's like a dark mass right here, it looks like, around it, in this brightened version. You can see how foggy it is. But right here, look, you see this face here. I mean, what is it? I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. Is it possible non-human intelligent being? Yes, I think it is possible. Is it possible it's an owl? Okay, maybe it is, but I think he would have noticed something right like that right in front of the door like that. And then of course you have this, whatever this is back here. I don't know what to say about this. I just don't know. And here's the full image of it. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, there's something back there, and there's something right here, and I don't know what this thing is. And it could be extraterrestrial. You know why? Yeah, guess what? It could be an owl. Yeah, I know there's going to be people out there, oh, yeah, that's an owl. Okay, yeah, maybe you're right. Could you prove it? And then, of course, I'm going to say, yeah, it could be an owl, but it also could be a non-human intelligent being. Because you know what? We know for a fact that they are here. There's no doubt about it, right? We have proof now that shows that we are not alone. Too many people have had these experiences, and this could possibly be a non-human intelligent being that was out there hanging in the yard at night on this property near the Great Smoky Mountain. All right. Now, moving on. Now, Bill Rathbun was on the show recently. He was a Colorado resident, and he captured a lot of different things on video, and I'm going to just share a couple of them here today. There was this one. I'm going to pull this one up on the screen here. Right there, you see this white thing up there and floating in the background. This is something that Bill filmed. And this was actually, he told me that this was the last UFO that he did film. This was back in 2017. At this moment, it was at this moment when he's like, please leave me alone. He said, please leave me alone out loud. And apparently they heard him because he hasn't seen any UFOs since this time. Now, of course, the camera was shaky and everything, but I did pull up a screen grab of this, a close-up of it. Okay, there it is there. You can see this, whatever this is, floating in the background. And here's a close-up of it. Yeah, so this is another UFO that was captured on video by Bill Rathbun of Colorado. Thanks a lot, Bill, for sending this stuff. And then I have another video here I want to share. Now, this thing here, I'm not sure about. You'll see something zip right across the screen real fast. If you blink, you'll miss it. That's how Bill described it. Yeah, see, I didn't even notice it that time. You got to watch this one in slow motion. And I do have a slow motion video to pull up on this. Okay, you're going to see something zipping across the screen. Now, I'm not sure about this one. Now, Bill says if you blink, you'll miss it. And you'll see what I'm talking about when it comes zip there, right there. You saw something zipping across the screen real fast. Okay, let's go through it frame by frame. See, to me, right, I don't know. In some of these frames, like he's talking about this thing here, this thing looks like it has wings. So maybe it was an insect flying by really fast. I don't know, though. Because in some frames, you can't really tell if it has wings or not. I'm going backward right now. And then we're going to go forward. Okay, here this object comes zipping into the frame. There it is right there. I don't know what it is. Is it an insect? Is it a UFO? Is it some object operated by non-human intelligence? Or is it just something that we could see right here? It looks like right here, it looks like you could see wings on it in that frame. And then in the next frame as well, I believe. You could see what looks like, yeah, right here. I don't know, though. I have no idea what to say about it. There's no sound, so you know, I don't think this was a plane, because you think it would have heard it zipping across the sky that fast. But it could be, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. But it could be an insect that was just flying really fast across the screen, or might be something else, because you know why? It might be something else because guess what? There is something else here with us. That's why. So that's all I got to say about that. See, the problem with it being an insect, here's the problem with it being insect, because it's moving from the bottom of the, you know, it's moving from the bottom of the frame to the top of the frame, but yet if it's an insect, why does it the wings, you would think the wings would be in a different direction. See, that's the problem that I have with this one. See, I'm going backwards right now. I'm going backwards, right? This is going backwards. Now, you don't see any wings on it right here, but then when you go a couple of frames forward here, watch. This is the direction it was flying, but it looks like the wings are facing or in the wrong direction, right? They're in the wrong direction. It looks like an airplane, like say you had a paper airplane, but you would think it would be flying in this direction from the top to the bottom, but no, this thing's moving from the bottom to the top in real time. So here's the final frame it's in, right there, right? That's the final frame it's in, and it was going from the bottom to the top. So it just seems weird to me, right? If you look at this frame particularly, it looks like if it is an insect, that the wings are going in the wrong direction right here. They should be it would be in the opposite direction, but that's not the case. And that's why I don't know what to say about this one. Okay, moving on. I want to talk about a follow-up to the previous podcast where I was talking about what former President Barack Obama stated recently when he was interviewed by Brian Tyler Cohen on Cohen's YouTube channel, and the subject of UFOs was brought up, and Obama said, yeah, aliens are real, but then later on he clarified his statement and said that, yeah, he believes aliens exist on other worlds, but he doesn't think that they could fly here, and that there's no evidence that he's ever seen that shows that there's an alien presence on this planet. And of course, I talked about in that show that the presidents have to know something, right? They have to know something. Well, there's some more news with regard to the potential of President Trump saying something publicly about the reality that we're not alone here on this planet. There's an article here on Newsweek that I want to talk about, just published today, and it's about what Lara Trump, who's Trump's daughter-in-law, has to say about this. It says, the headline reads, Lara Trump speaks again about president's rumored UFO speech. So it says, following online rumors about a possible UFO speech by President Donald Trump, his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, said he has mentioned a speech that may involve extraterrestrial life. Lara Trump acknowledged online chatter about a rumored speech by the president on unidentified flying objects, saying on her show, The Right View, that she has seen claims suggesting he had a UFO address queued up. However, although no evidence has emerged that such a speech is planned, in a video shared on X, she said, I think my father-in-law actually said it. There is some speech he has that I guess at the right time he's going to break out, and it has to do with maybe some sort of extraterrestrial life. Rumors of a coming announcement intensified earlier this month after British writer and ufologist Mark Christopher Lee circulated claims that a historic disclosure was imminent, assertions Newsweek could not verify. Newsweek previously noted that Trump expressed skepticism about UFOs in 2024, saying he had never been a believer, which provides context for current rumors that do not present corroborating evidence. Okay, let me just stop there for a second. Yes. He said he was not a believer back in 2024, right? So again, this goes against my hypothesis that all these presidents have to know something. So either he's lying or he's been kept in the dark about this, right? It's either one or the other. I think that they have to be told something, and I remember him stating that I'm not a believer. He's not a believer. What is that? I mean, what do you mean? Okay, so he doesn't believe in it. Then that means if that statement was true, right? Then that means he doesn't believe in UFOs. He doesn't believe in aliens. But yet he's talking about making an announcement. I mean, none of this really makes any sense, really, when you think about it, does it? It's it's basically like two different stories you're being told. Anyway, continuing here, Lee told Newsweek in an email that a Washington insider had claimed the president had prepared a historic speech acknowledging extraterrestrial visitation and recovered non-human materials and craft, though Lee did not identify the source or provide evidence of their access. Lee said, a Washington insider I have known personally and conducted business with has repeatedly affirmed that President Trump has prepared a historic speech acknowledging extraterrestrial visitation and the existence of recovered non-human materials and craft. According to Newsweek's review of Lee's social media posts, he has said the rumored remarks would reference a number of incidents dating back to the 1947 Roswell event and would outline steps toward declassification and international cooperation. Newsweek reported that Lee pointed to July 8th, coinciding with the anniversary of the Roswell incident, as a possible date for the rumored announcement, while also saying it could occur sooner. The planned date remains July 8th, 2026, marking the 79th anniversary of the Roswell incident, though momentum is building rapidly. And then it says, what happens next? At the time of publication, the White House has not announced a UFO-related address and hasn't given an on-the-record response to the rumors, leaving no confirmed timetable for any such speech about UFOs. But anyway, I guess the bottom line is this, is that word is still out there. Word is still circulating that there's some sort of an announcement that's going to be coming down the pike here, maybe in July. That would be the 79th anniversary of the Roswell crash. But again, like I don't believe any of this stuff when I hear it. When you hear, oh yeah, it's going to be coming soon. Yeah, there's going to be an announcement soon, because every time, right, that somebody has made a statement to this effect, nothing ever really happens, right? The disclosure never happens. The date, whatever they say is going to be, it comes and then it goes, and then we're back in the same old situation. But like I've been talking about, does it even matter what they tell you? I don't think that they know. They can't even, I don't even know how they would know for a fact where they come from. How would you ever be able to prove this, right? How could you prove they came from another planet? I think that they did, but how would you be able to prove that scientifically? I don't know if it's possible. Maybe somebody needs to, maybe I'm making a mistake by saying what I'm saying right now. Somebody tell me that I'm wrong somehow. I don't know how you would know for sure. Right? How could you prove it? We can't travel. Human beings can't travel to other planets. So how would we be able to prove if there is, how would we be able to know for sure that the non-human intelligence that's here on this planet right now actually came from another planet? But that's an argument for another day. The question at hand here is the president going to make an announcement anytime soon? Seeing is believing, or hearing is believing, one or the other, right? I don't see it. I don't believe it. I think it's just noise. I don't think that Trump has the ability to make that statement. I don't know if he has the authority to make it. The way things have been, I think things are set up in a way where it makes it very difficult for a president to tell the truth, even if he knows something about it or not. I'm not even sure what they know. Like, again, I would find it very, very strange if the presidents of the United States are at least not told a little bit. Right. So, but Trump made that statement in 2024 saying he's not a believer. Well, I don't know if he was told about the reality of this non-human intelligence on this earth. Why would he say, I'm not a believer? I'm not a believer. That would mean that he was lying then. Right. Or maybe he's just stupid to it. Right. Maybe he hasn't been told anything about it. He doesn't know anything about it. Maybe the Pentagon and the Secret Control Group just don't share this information with presidents. Maybe that is the truth behind all of this. I don't know. I don't know. But here's the thing. Like I stated in that previous show, it doesn't matter. We know for a fact that there's something here. And we know for a fact that the government's lying about it. They're lying. They've been lying, and they're going to continue to lie about it. Right? They just are. A lot of people in Congress receive a lot of campaign contributions from the military-industrial complex and aerospace companies, and they're going to do the bidding of those companies. They don't care about what people say, right, or what people want. They're really not working for us. A lot of the people in Congress, right, Senate, House, it doesn't matter, right? They're not working for us. Most of them, I would say, a vast majority of these people are not working for the people. They get elected by the people, but the people have really no choice. There's basically two choices, sometimes three, to choose from, right? And that's how the game is played here. They're working for the people that give them money to get elected. They're representatives to those entities. They don't really represent people. They don't really care. The stuff that we see, right? The stuff that they're always complaining about, they're just trying to get you all worked up. Right, get everyone to hate each other. That's what it's all about here in this world, in this country. The way things are set up right now, they're not going to tell. If they don't want to tell you the truth, they're not going to. What does the government have to gain by telling you the truth about the non-human intelligent presence on this planet? They have nothing to gain from it. They're not going to tell you. They're just not going to do it. I don't believe any of this stuff until I see it. Then I'll believe it. I hope I am wrong. Right? I hope I am wrong. Anyway, I just want to say this. I want to say thank you all for joining me today. Until next time.